Oh shit! You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's Comic Burrito on Livestream. I'm Todd.
I'm Nick, and I'm looking
Yeah,
at something
he
else.
did it.
I'm back. I'm Nick.
Yeah, he's back. What's up?
Something there.
Oh, hey, it's been a minute. How's it going?
Oh, chat. I didn't have chat. There we go. It's been, yeah. I had vacation, and everything's a blur. Don't ask me about anything.
Dope. I got sick and everything's a blur, so I get it.
I know I read a lot of books.
What's up, Flash Ray?
Hey, Flash Ray. I was essentially 2.5 weeks behind on books.
Oh, I'm so behind.
Maybe 3, because our shop was gonna like hook me up. We're leaving Tuesday, and they were like, "Yeah, they're like, we'll get you taken care of," and then their shipment was delayed, so it was like, oh, crap. But I read a lot of digital and Strange Academy.
It's good, right?
Strange Academy.
I know.
It's
better than it should have been. I didn't understand.
Well, it's still going, right? It's still, yeah. Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm trade waiting now because I was pulling it, so it's a was to me because I'm not currently reading it. What's up, Sam the King?
Yeah, that's one of my new favorite things.
How's Canada?
Is that Strange Academy? It's very strange.
Yeah, it is.
It's good though.
I think the first one had a Scotty Young cover.
Yeah,
number 1.
Yeah.
So I got that because I was like, I'm a sucker for a really awesome Scotty Young cover. I can't help it. And I was like, it's Marvel, but you know what? I'll try it. And then I read it. I'm like, fuck. I like this. I guess I'm going to read it.
I'm kind of happy that I waited to read it because I'd be pulling it for sure. It would just be another. But now it's too late, I think, and there's like a lot of spec with it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure number 1 would cost me too much money that I don't want to spend for.
Would it?
Something.
I have a regular and a Scotty, so I can get rid of my regular if it's worse.
Not a lot, but I'll find out.
No, that's not necessary. You know I won't sell it.
I
don't sell books.
Well, but if it's low enough, maybe I would buy it from you.
Oh, you see, I'll sell it to you. That's true. Good point. Oh, that's fair, man. Good luck.
Sick kids are not fun.
Todd Speed.
It's always a bummer. I hate it when my kids are sick.
Yeah, word. Oh, while we're waiting for people to file in, I got something that I'm going to show. Well, I got one thing. My favorite thing happened again.
The big one?
The big boys. Look at this shit. I love it so much. How fucking cool is this?
That's awesome.
And then, oh shit, it's too big.
Is there a not you never heard that. Is there a splash page in that book? I don't remember.
Like shit. I'll find out.
Double. I want to see
the full thing.
The fully.
Oh, it's so cool. I haven't actually read through it yet because it came in this week.
But I like those too. They haven't done any other ones though, have they, in that series?
There's been 3. Oh, and Draco and
Knuckle Duster.
Yeah, it was just. I think they have 2 in this world, but that's it.
Literally,
because there was there's Phantom Star Killer.
Candy yet? Phantom Star Killer. That's the one.
Yeah, there's Phantom Star Killer and then Draco. No, there's no full page splash. No.
If you eat all your kids' Easter candy, then you just tell them that the eggs are hidden really good and they can't find them.
Yeah, these are $20, which is kind of a lot for it's like trade money, but it's really cool. And this is cooler than the metal to me because like I really love the metal books and I very much love that I have them. They're awesome, but this is so much more unique. It's just really cool. And you're not just getting a big version of it. You're getting like the lightly colored type black and white cool things and all of that.
It's like when they do the director's really cool cut, but it's bigger.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just real cool. Oh God.
Then there was another book that I read. There's another book that I read last night. I read the first 2 issues, and then I just fell asleep.
Of what?
I had some super weird dreams about record players and blood.
Oh yeah.
And sunflowers everywhere. And then I woke up and read the rest of it, and that was a really good book as well.
That's cool. I don't know what that book could be about. I haven't. I don't know if that sounds really unfamiliar to me. But hey, maybe we'll talk to someone soon who can tell us more about a book that's somewhat like that. But yeah, so friend of the show, Kevin Ratatouille's Freaks Now came out in trade. It's still a mind fuck. Holy shit. Which also Cinnamon came out in a trade.
Oh, I love Cinnamon.
And I only read number 1, so I'm really excited to read the rest. The best Robin book in forever.
I caught up on that. I caught up on that as well. Well, not caught up, but
didn't read this when it came out, and it looks just fucking cool. So Out of Body Aftershock. Excited to check that out. I've heard really terrible things about this book, but I'm just gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Not a good book. Yeah, awful.
I wish this Mark Russell guy could write better.
I wish he could. You know what I think he could do is if he took like a beloved children's cartoon.
Oh yeah.
But then used it as a vehicle to speak on like modern society.
Yeah,
I think he
or like a Jesus story.
Yeah.
One of those 2 things I think could be really successful. And then I got the Gaiman trilogy. I got Norse Mythology Volume 2, the follow-up to Volume 1. I got Death, the hardcover deluxe. So it's all of Death's like one-shots and the separate stuff. Super excited to own that. And then to go with my Omni, I got the absolute, not the absolute. That's a whole different thing. The annotated Sandman Volume 1. It got reprinted. This shit is big. It's black and white. I don't even know if I'll go to a page with notes. Yep, there's some notes in this one. So there's it's like black and white, and then they have like notes in the margins. It's extended, so they can have like notes about panels and shit in it. And I'm a big Sandman geek, so I own this now.
Yeah, that's a crotch crusher.
Yeah. Oh boy, and it's under black. It's really weird to see it as a black label book.
Right, because it's Vertigo, right?
Because it's a Vertigo book, but they have it under the black label now. And it's weird, but kind of cool. I love that it's still around.
I like how they went through and renamed everything rather than just
we're like, hey, that's us.
just buy Vertigo and then just keep everything. Just keep that name.
Well, it's theirs, so.
Well, right.
Yeah.
No, I don't get the rebrand.
I don't either.
It's just confusing, and it just makes my spines not match when I.
Yeah. What the hell?
Buy the wrong issue.
Speaking of rebrands. I know this man who it's like every book is a rebrand. It's like, you know what? You think you got me pegged? Fuck you guys. Here's something else. And I think whatever that weird book you were talking about, Blood and Vinyls or something. I do love vinyls, so I wonder if he has any opinions on it. You want to find out? Let's see if I can track it down. Yeah? Okay. Just a second. Gotta take a second.
I was thinking about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, yeah, let's see if we can track him down.
Okay.
It's Doug Wagner.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing great, man.
Great.
So, what are your feelings on Sandman?
I love Sandman.
Yeah.
So I was eyeing, I was watching you were showing both the Death and the Sandman. What is it? What do you say it was? Is it omnibus or what are they calling it?
It's annotated Sandman is
annotated
what.
Sandman. Okay.
Yeah. And
yeah,
then,
dude, I was kind of salivating when I saw that hardcover. I love hardcovers. Like I'm a sucker for hardcovers. It's so bad.
No, me too. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like I've switched to just trade weighting almost everything now, and the best thing to trade weight is Black Label stuff. The DC, because the DC hardcovers are just absurd. Which, speaking of, this is the inside of the Death Deluxe. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh. You know what I haven't done yet? I was going to do it on the show, and I'll do this for you too, Doug. I don't know what the inside of this annotated looks like. This is the jacket cover.
Now, what's an example of some of the annotations that are in there? Is it like it's like
this is
thoughts from
clean and simple.
Gaiman?
It's here. I'll show you. It's just very chic.
Nice, simple. Is that like a?
That's it.
A foil though. That's a foil.
It looks like
yes. Yeah. It's a nice shiny. It's embossed. It's embossed. Like it's real classy. So, Sandman 3, page 20, panel 1. Rachel, who lives only in dreams, quotes the Everly Brothers' 1958 classic song, "All I Have to Do Is Dream." In issue 3, an ad page follows this page. Things like that.
It's kind of like
more like factoids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard him speak or?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough. He was here in Utah, and he did like like one of his he just sits and talks, right? And of course, he was genius. And then I took his master class.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I've seen ads for that.
I want to do that just to listen to him.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy is like he's one of those guys that you can tell like operates on such a higher level, like even from a writer standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
That when he's talking, he's like, "Hey, just be brilliant." And you're like, "Yeah, I can't use that." Like,
okay, Neil, whatever you say, Neil, you got it.
Like reading those short stories, and you're like, I would never ever be able to write that, like ever. Like I could practice forever, and I wouldn't come up with that short story. Like there's no way. But yeah, he's so brilliant.
Yeah, it is. He is my favorite author across genres and medium. Like, Good Omens is my favorite book of all time. It was also my first Gaiman, so like, it's just a big deal for me. And it's just ever since then, it's just been comics and media and all of that.
I remember he like when pandemic hit, he was one of the authors that was like, if teachers need like resources, like my stories are. Yeah,
he released a bunch of shit. Like, here's all this stuff for free. Download it, and you can just read it, talk about it, teach it, do whatever you want with it. It's very cool. Anyways, we're all in agreement that Neil Gaiman's awesome. How's it going, Doug? How you doing?
Doing great, man. I mean, obviously, we just got through the latest surge, so like it's weird to get back out and see people again. Even if it's on the internet. And,
right.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, things are looking up in that regard. So it's kind of nice to like get a chance to relax a little bit, from the oh my god, I got to go out and get groceries,
right?
100%. Yeah.
And then so you've got this book called Vinyl out.
Yes.
We may have talked about it 6 times at least over the months.
Nice.
I love that cover. I used it for all the things that I made for this episode because I just love it. I'm glad because they're using that because it's coming out in a trade. Bop, 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 bop. That's the cover for it too, correct? Is what they're using?
Yep.
It's a good choice.
Oh yeah,
it sets tone so well.
Yeah, eyes, man.
Yeah, the eyes.
Telling you, you look at it too long and you get just a little shiver down your spine.
So for those uninitiated and haven't listened to us talk about it when it was coming out in the singles, do you want to give people like a summation of what Vinyl is?
Oh yeah, so like basically it starts with Walter, who's the guy on the cover there. And he's clearly a serial killer. You can tell just by looking at him.
Amazing.
And he is under the assumption at the beginning of this story that the FBI agent that's been trying to put him away for years is actually his best friend because it's the only person who ever shows up to lunch every month for him. And somebody kidnaps this FBI agent, and Walter figures like, I guess the only way I can rescue him from this crazy death sunflower cult that he's been kidnapped by is to go get a bunch of like-minded serial killers, and we'll go in and rescue him, because that's logical, right?
Yeah, the natural, just what you would get to, the natural logic that you would, yeah, of course.
So, I like referring to it as almost like my Justice League of Serial Killers book.
Yeah. I think at one point I said the A-team of serial killers.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big A-team fan, so yeah, I mean, you got me in that one. Yeah. Now, that kind of ages a little bit because, like, I can say A-team to, like, my friends that are my age, but a lot of people, if I say anything younger, I'm like, the A-team is serial killers, and they're like, oh.
Oh, so not the B-team?
Yeah, exactly.
But, oh my God, amazing. And then there's because some of those serial killers are based around, like, classic serial killer. I don't want to say tropes because it's just like, it's this, like, there's some classic serial killer vibes with some of them. There's a pair that is, like, very haunting, and just I love, because I guess, is that much of a spoiler to talk about who's in that group?
I think we can talk about that.
Okay, so the twins, the couple of redheaded twins, you're ready for, like, shining super creepiness, but they end up being a couple of fanboys about serial killing. I loved, like, it's a trope, but then, like, it's put on its head where it's like they just are, like, idolizing these other people, but they're still, like, fucking creepy because you see them and you're just like, no.
Yeah, I mean,
wrong setting to see you guys. Whoa.
They were so much fun to write, because I wanted to play. I mean, honestly, it came from, like, Daniel and I really wanted to pay a lot of homage to, like, the classic horror movies.
Yeah.
And so, like, when The Shining comes up, I mean, always for me, it's the twins that immediately come to my head. And I was like, what if they were grown up? Like, what if they were real and grown up kind of thing? And then kind of flipping it on its head a little bit and, like, making them almost, as we say in the story, they're almost like your annoying little brother. They talk nonstop and they're always in your business and, just having fun with it. And so they ended up being a blast to work with.
Yeah, you could tell because it was like you could tell that the characters were annoyed, but I was always just entertained by them because I was just like, oh, look at these. They want to go to, like, the serial killer con and just, like, they'd sit in the autograph line and just and I love that. But then when it's, like, time to be creepy as shit, they also are really, like, into it.
Yeah, they're like ultra fans that are just living it out.
So where did Vinyl come before Walter, or did Walter come after Vinyl? Like, what was the seed that began? Because it seems like it revolves around Walter, but was Walter, like, the actual core of it, and then, like, Vinyl, like, the music part came into it first, or after that? How did the breakdown work for the evolution?
When we talked about Plastic when it came in, and kind of like how the entire story of Plastic all came to me almost in a minute, right? And so that one was in those. I love when those happened. Vinyl was not that case. It was like I'd come up with this character called Snap quite a while back, based on another song, based on a song that I had heard. And Eric Stevenson came to Daniel and I and said, hey, instead of doing, like, Plastic 2, what if you did, like, a trilogy of these material kind of things? And so, we were kicking around, and, the obvious ones came out, Leather and, all those kind of things. And then I hit on Vinyl, and I go, but what if it isn't vinyl that, like, the vinyl you wear, but a vinyl record that would kind of give us a different spin on it? No pun intended.
I was like, oh, this is good. I love it.
And so then it was like trying to figure out how, like, I was going to make that work. And when I started going, okay, so I've got this character who's clearly a serial killer. He's kind of got this persona that he calls Snap. And how am I going to work this into, like, this record thing? And then when I was reading, just kind of playing around on the internet, and found they actually use music for people to have dementia. And I was like, oh, that's it. That's kind of put it all together. And so that's when it's kind of like, okay, we'll have this older guy who's listening to kind of basically an iPod, but it's all the vinyl records that he loves kind of thing. And that, when he kills people, he usually listens to vinyl when he's doing it. And so he has a theme song for every kill. And so, that's where I kind of all got started. And, the rest of it kind of started writing itself after that.
Awesome. It's a really interesting character, and that journey that you're on with Walter and the music and all that is really cool. And it's around issue 4 is when like you get the fun unravel when you're like, okay, shit's hitting the fan and all of that. And it's great. I really enjoy that. He got it's a really cool arc because like 6 issues isn't like a ton to work with. But I really feel like I know Walter really well and
fantastic,
like feel good with like the Walter I got. He's creepy as fuck. I don't want to actually meet him, but I feel like I did.
So maybe it was a slip, but you mentioned trilogy. So is there a plan then for more? Because you also, when you mentioned that it was like your like serial killer Justice League, I'm like, I would love like the Twins book and the
Vinylverse.
The little even if it's like a little short story or something, that'd be great.
I mean, it's tough to say. Well, this kind of snuck up on us, to be honest with you. Like Plastic was such a success for us that we weren't expecting that.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steven. And so like then we came up with Vinyl, and obviously the Eric came to us, with the trilogy thing. And so yes, there is a third installment in this serial killer universe.
Nice.
Wood.
And so, yep. And so that it is currently slated for November. So
okay, cool. Oh shit! Steve said wood.
Steve, yep. Wow.
It's got to be wood now, Steve. Great minds think alike. Wood. But it's WOULD.
Oh yeah,
that's another flip.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So it's slated for November, you said?
Yep, it's slated for November.
So it's May. Nope, it's April. I'm just looking into May now because of how life works. It's April. That's November. Do you have anything like coming? Like, man, what would be
sooner?
Like June?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because, like, I actually do have a book coming out in June from Image. Where the Eye of Odin. It's kind of like this Viking tale that a friend of mine and I created. It's going to be 4 double-sized issues, so kind of like a headlopper thickness to the books.
Okay.
Cool.
And it's just one of those weird things. Like, I mean, Tim Odlin, who's the artist on the book, great friend. We kind of just met by accident. And we started having lunch every Wednesday to talk about comics at Taco Bell. And he asked one day, like, hey, you want to work together? And I was like, of course. And so from there on, we started writing Vikings and Trolls.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Because you said it's being solicited. So do you want to give like a summation of what Eye of Odin is?
Oh, yeah. So basically, it starts out with this Viking prince of a small village, and he's kind of like our everyman character in this one. And he's been told all these tales from his father, of Odin and Thor and Loki and all that kind of stuff, but he never believed any of them. And in the beginning of the story, you find out immediately, like, all of those tales are actually true, every single one of them. Yeah. And so he's come into possession by accident the actual right eye of Odin, which if you know anything about Norse mythology, like, Odin removed his right eye to give it to the Frost Giant King to gain true wisdom. Well, if anybody other than the Frost Giant King touches it, it curses you, and you have 1 month to return it to its rightful owner, or you die this like horrible death of boil and decay.
Awesome.
So he's got to go return this eye, which means he's going to have to go through all these kingdoms, right? Like trolls, Earthian smiths, all this stuff.
Sweet. And that's cool.
And he's got like an old warrior who's now the town's blacksmith, but he only has 1 arm. And then there's this girl that's going with him that she believes she's Valkyrie, and we're not sure whether that has any basis in reality or not.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it's just like
she's badass enough where it's like maybe.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, okay, yeah.
I get why you think that.
Yeah. So like they're going through, the big one for Tim was he wanted to draw trolls, and I don't know if you guys have seen the trolls, but like he just does these like they're all mutated with like multiple heads and mouths and eyes and all this stuff, and they're just really badass.
Cool.
And so he was like, I want to do trolls. And I was like, okay, so that'll be our villains. And like, he does this, incredible stuff. So that became like our whole directions. Like, okay, Vikings versus trolls.
Cool. Sounds awesome.
I have pop that up there. I have the.
I say I could do it without here.
Yeah,
I can do it. So I can do it. So it's not a.
So
I have it up too.
Okay. I like the cover a lot. I was telling Doug before that I somehow missed this in previews. I don't know how that happens, but it happens.
Kaplu.
There we go.
Make it all big. There we go.
And you can tell Tim did the cover on this too. And I mean, you can tell like the degree of detail he gets into. And there's, I think, one of the pages you can see, like in some of the ads we've had out. We have these little characters called Hunter Folk, and they're like little tiny humanoids. And there's one page where he must have at least 50 to 100 of them on this one page in one panel.
Oh, are they down at the bottom of the cover there?
Yep, those are the little guys down at the bottom.
Okay.
Of the cover.
I can't zoom any farther. I was gonna do a really close dive into it, and it's just doing the back of the screen now. Zooming in makes it smaller now. I don't know.
You have like this weird, like, the knot, the Viking Norse knot thing going around the edges and that kind of stuff. I mean, that's just what Tim does. Like he cares more about delivering the story than he does how long it takes him to draw something.
Also, is this indicative of the interior art as well?
Yes.
Cool.
Nice.
Sweet.
All right. Well, I
Looks
guess
great.
Message my LCS again tomorrow.
As should anybody who's interested. So that's out June 22nd.
Yes.
So that's great because you can grab vinyl in 4 days, April 20, correct?
Yeah.
420, let's go.
I know, that was a weird one. I was like, okay, I mean, I'll take it.
Let's celebrate 420 by grabbing the vinyl trade. and then June 22, grab Eye of Odin, which you said they're each double issues?
Yeah, all of them are 40 pages.
So $4.99 for double pages, that's just a good deal.
Yep.
That's like $1 off.
Financially smart to buy.
It is. It is financially smart.
Smart and responsible.
That's what I'm telling my wife.
Yep, I've been saying that for years. It's just a financially responsible thing
it's
to do.
$1 more, but I'm getting twice as much. So it's
It's like I'm saving $2.
It's like I'm not spending an extra $5.
And is it monthly? Saving. So it'll be for 4 months.
Yep, it's completely done. So,
sweet. Oh, nice.
Yeah, Tim just finished up cover number 4 this past week. So I mean, we've got everything ready to go.
Cool.
Very cool.
That sounds awesome. So we've got. Man, you're like at like a nice 4-month rotation.
Yeah. On
the image books. That's cool. That's neat.
Yeah,
it's celebrate the season with Doug.
Yes. The next one, I've never done anything necessarily like during the Christmas season, so it'll be interesting to see how a serial killer book does for November and December. Through that kind of area of life, but hey,
works for me,
right? Yeah,
it's a little too cheery around that time for me.
Yeah,
I could use a hit of serial killer.
Yeah, we need a splash of blood or a couple gallons of it.
Yep. At least somebody has to be in a bathtub of blood.
Yes, that always makes covers better.
I did see in the back of the vinyl trade, you did give everybody glimpses of all the cool covers and everything, because cool. you had a lot of
wraps.
There was full wraps, and there was one that was all the issues lined up together. There they are.
Oh, hey, look at that.
There's also Daniel did what we call the villain variants, and basically it's all the villains from vinyl, and all they actually line up and connect and make one big gory, disgusting image.
Lovely.
It's not as nice as seeing it all laid out like that, but it is cool. Sure. I always like that, especially when I'm buying
buy 6
when
trades.
I'm buying some of the issues and you can't get some of them, but then you get it in the back of the trade, so that's nice.
Just buy enough trades, you can lay it out.
Yeah,
easy. Why look for the singles?
There's this.
Well, the cool thing about those.
Speaking of the twins too, that you like. That's
it's so good.
Look at that one.
It's so good.
It was really interesting in this one because, like, you know, I think Daniel would. I don't think I'm throwing him under the bus here. But previously, like Daniel, admittedly to me anyway, he would say, "Hey, I struggle with covers." And he did that first cover that you guys love, right?
Yeah.
You've seen the fold out, right? I mean, it's crazy.
Yep. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And he just kind of hit a stride when we started doing vinyl. And all of them, you know, are fold out covers. And they're all amazing. And I was like, dude, you found it. Whatever it was that you were struggling with, you found it.
Maybe he needed it to be the landscape. That was all that needed to be unlocked, was like, I can't do portrait. I need landscape. And then it's all like clicks because they're amazing. It's every time, because I love also because it's not just that it's a wraparound. You look at it and it's like, that is a cover. It isn't, you don't need to see the back. If you pick it up off the shelf, you're like, that's a cool cover.
Yeah, you would have
the twins looking all just like sinister in all of that. It'd be like, oh, and then you get the wrap and you're like, oh shit. And I loved how it was just always so serene when you're looking at it. And then you open the full thing, you're like, ah! It's a horror escape. And
this one's really cool too.
Oh yeah, the Brian Stelfreeze one.
Yeah, that one's really cool.
What's crazy now, you know, he's insane. But like
Brian is?
Yeah, Brian is insane. But like the music in the background of that is actually the actual music from the first song in the book, from the Robert Johnson song.
That's amazing.
Cool.
That's really cool.
Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, he's just.
That's just a nice touch, because that could be anything. That could have just been
musical notes, right?
Yeah,
like
didn't have to make sense. That's really cool. That's a neat touch. You can get that in the annotated. You can get things like that in the annotated vinyl.
Yeah. I always wonder that with stuff that like I can't read music, but there was a different book I read recently that had musical notes like that, and I was like, I wonder if those are the right. I think it was Nita Hawes maybe, and I was like, I wonder if that's the it's Barnes, so I'm sure it is, but
it's Jason Sean Alexander.
Yeah, I'm
that
sure it is. Yeah, sure it is, but
yeah.
Or I'm always worried that it's like an inside joke that I'm not getting because I don't like it's just for
it's
the
all
people
rests.
Yeah.
So what I love going back to like, because you know we've talked about where I'm from, Florida originally, and what I loved about like Daniel's covers is it reminded me when I first started seeing them of the haunted house. You remember, you know, like when you're in that one stage and like they slowly reveal like it's all these serene pictures, but as they go up, like it's a lady on a high wire above an alligator.
Yep.
Terrified me as a kid. And so when I saw Daniel's covers, I was like, oh yeah, this is like hitting that same vibe to me.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. So I wonder, see if I know how to organize.
I didn't even attempt to find my single issues today because I just have like 15 short boxes that are all just, yeah. I need to get on that. I was going to do that today, but instead I tried to set myself on fire. So
So
there you go.
Still, I mean, in terms of, it's not terrifying or anything. It's really funny. This is probably the tamest of all of them.
Oh yeah, agreed.
But it's just so lovely, and those like creepy. I do love that it ramps up, and then all of a sudden you have like a person like bathing in blood. Like, whoa, that's a joke. It's really dope. Yep. Yeah, it's just because it's just like, oh, it's just, you know, that's kind of weird, and they're like, oh shit, that's a lot of skinned bodies.
Yeah, because even when it's covered, you know, you might get a little bit of it, but
but you don't really know what you're looking at. And I loved this every issue. It was really fun to get these and to see them all like laid out. Is really cool. It's a nice touch because it's not necessary. It's not like it's an industry standard. Like it's really cool when you get like little hits of things like this. It's just fun to like, I can't wait to see the back of the book.
Yeah.
That's fun.
They have those
I'm excited about.
They have those new clear backed boards, and I want to get a bunch of them just for books.
These kind of books.
And then I'll just have a box of like these have my clear backs because there's something fun.
I have a huge collection of wraparound New 52 Green Lantern books because they did like a sketch cover wraparound. They had that. They were really into that during Blackest Night. And I have like a couple dozen that I want to get those in for. And then it'd be cool for this where it's like, oh, neat. And then you look at it, nice. It's all pretty. And I don't have to take it out of the bag.
All the bad idea books. And yeah.
But yeah, so last you were here, we were talking YUMI.
Right.
And now we're talking vinyl. And then next you're talking, we'll hopefully get to talk to you about Eye of Odin. We're just going to, every like 4 months, we're just going to be like, hey, Doug. Want to come on and
yeah, what you got going?
And I'm excited because it'll be different every time.
I can't wait to talk about wood.
What is yeah, I can't either.
I'm taping that and using it as a sound bed.
I can't wait to talk about wood. Yeah, I need to take that too. Amazing. Thank you. I will make that into a GIF that I will put on the internet. So what is it? Those are three very different things that I just listed off, and that's just your 3 last books,
right?
Because there's some like there's World of Warcraft is in there too, and then Plastic goes with that, but that's still it's been a minute since Plastic.
2017.
Yeah, how? It seems like you enjoy it because you keep doing it, but like. We talk to a lot of authors and writers and people, and they stay kind of in their lane. Like they know what they like to write and they have their genre. You're like grabbing, are you like that with a lot of things? What has gotten you to that point where that's like the thing that you're doing? It's just kind of like, yeah, that sounds good. Let's go.
It's you're right. I mean, because I've been told, kind of stay in your lane. And I didn't know what my lane was.
Yeah.
And so what happens is I bump into other artists like Hoyt and Tim and others, and like I ask them what they want to draw, and they usually have something in mind. Like Tim was Vikings and Trolls, and then Hoyt kind of had the base idea for YUMI, and it was different than what I'm normally doing. And so I kind of gravitate to like, hey, I just want to tell a really good story, and just jump into it and try to find that like it's unique. Like when it starts talking to me, like what's unique about this story, and I enjoy it all. I mean, that's what's weird. I don't know like where that came from, but I do have like a very diverse taste, and even like I like bad movies to good movies to like the great ones. I mean, when you start talking about something like Citizen Kane or Logan Lucky, where I'm just like, man, I love these movies, all the way down to The Babysitter, and so like. Yeah. It's everything. And since I enjoy all that stuff, I consume a lot of it. And so I think what happens is sometimes, like you're saying, like if Tim comes to me and he's like, hey, I want Vikings and Trolls. I'm like, okay, well, let's do Vikings and Trolls. Cool. And I jump out of my lane for a second. It's not the serial killer, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, it is what it is.
That's cool. I like that. It's artist. It's like a lot of things artist inspired, which is cool. Cause I don't know if we've heard that from any guest where it was like the artist had this idea, so I ran with it, and then like, which is cool because as someone who, same with you, but my line is I like everything from Sharknado to Schindler's List.
Right. I love that.
That is my taste, is in between those two things, which is basically everything. And I love that it's the artist that is like giving you the nudge, and then you're like taking it from there. That's cool because it's always like, oh, I had like this idea for like, what if like a hippie became Godzilla, and then they go out and find the artist that can do that. So that's cool. That's interesting.
It's almost a reverse engineer from the typical, But
you are plastic, vinyl, wood. Is that what you would say is you? Like when you're like finding something?
I mean, because that I do love that stuff. Like, I mean, plastic and vinyl are clearly like those are part of my soul. And I love doing that dark comedy, kind of like horror inspired kind of stuff. But there's a part of me too that just, I mean, I love adventure as well. So like, I'm more of like a sci-fi fantasy guy, and I mean, I'm a huge sci-fi guy, and so that one's a tough one to get done in comics. But you know, maybe someday I'll find the right artist that's like, yeah, I want to draw ships and fighters and those kind of things. But that's a tougher sell, I think, in comics than a lot of other genres.
Which is weird because you would think with the nerd ratio that we have in comics, sci-fi is still a strong genre because it's just a main genre, but it's not like if you go to like new releases this week, there's not a lot of it. There's not a ton of sci-fi, but there's a ton of horror.
Right.
A lot of horror, a lot of fantasy, a lot of
capes, fantasy, horror.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially right now, I think there is.
So that's interesting. Yeah, I really hope you find your spaceship artist because I'm interested. You know, alloy is a material that
you want me? I could do serial killers in space, kind of thing.
Yeah, let's get Jason X by Doug Wagner. Let's go.
Yeah, Jason X, and I mean, how do you throw him in Star Wars or Star Trek? Like
Star Trek because it's better.
Trek.
Yeah.
Are you not to like step on you? Are you a Star Wars or a Star Trek person? If you're a sci-fi
I probably
fan.
lean more Star Trek. I mean, I love them both. Don't get me wrong. Like Star Wars, the original movie changed my life. So like,
100%.
But I just feel like long term, like Star Trek is I think a little bit more consistently good. I am so stoked about the new, Christopher Pike. What do they call it? Strange New Worlds or whatever.
Yep.
I loved Captain Pike on Discovery. Like that season was probably my favorite.
Yeah, it was very good. It was shockingly good.
Yeah. Well, there was finally a captain who was like, I follow Starfleet's core no matter what. Like, I do what Starfleet should do. None of this like, oh, well, I'm going to bend the rules.
Oh, I kind of love this woman that happens to be on this planet, so now I got to, like, change my opinion on things. Like, I fall in love!
So, I mean, I can't wait. Because I thought, what is it, Anston, what's his last name? I can't remember the actor's last name, but like, I mean, he's killing it, dude. Like, he's the perfect Pike. Yep. I can't wait to see that show.
I'm very excited too. I'm currently on my lost track of count time through the Next Generation. I'm on season 6 right now. I don't have any idea how many times I've watched that TNG. It is an absurd amount, and I adore Picard. Like. Amazing. But no, dude's wishy-washy for being Mr. Straight-Laced. That dude is like Prime Directive? Yeah. But in other episodes, he's like Prime Directive. It's like, oh, were you feeling that way before? No. Like it was the last episode. You broke all the protocols.
I'm sure you've heard like the whole TNG cast is coming back for Picard 3.
Oh, no, I haven't because I'm not in on news. Like I always miss that stuff. Amazing. That's
the
really
whole
cool.
cast is coming back for season 3, and I'm
including just like, are we getting Wesley Crusher?
I don't know. Are
we getting a Will Wheaton?
I don't know if we're getting Will Wheaton or not, but I know like we've got Data, Troy,
Ben Spiner.
Yep, Spiner. Yep.
I had the biggest crush on Dr. Crusher. Like,
oh yeah.
My goodness, it was absurd. So excited to see Gates McFadden. Yep. That's her name, man. And Michael Dorn. Is everyone still alive?
I think so.
That's kind of surprising. It's been a minute. That's cool. That's exciting. Get it before we can't.
Yeah. I mean, Patrick Stewart's the oldest, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think everybody's still alive. So one more season.
Right? If I can get Data in my life again, that's pretty incredible.
Yep.
Is Star Trek like your for your list of sci-fi? Is that like your number one?
I mean, just because for the sheer amount of Star Trek, you kind of have to put it up there.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, you're Alien and Aliens.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Which one do you like better?
It's not very much of it, but it's real good.
Oh yeah. Because I don't count anything past Aliens doesn't count in my head. But like,
you're not an AVP fan?
No. I mean, I watched it, but yeah,
I love it, but it's for a different reason.
Yeah.
That's the Sharknado side.
Yes, exactly. And Nick, I to be honest with you, I can't pick a favorite between those two because they're so different.
Yeah, I know.
So
that's why I always ask that though when people say that that they like those movies, because it's like
Nick really just wants you to
part of me feels that if somebody can be like, oh, I like Aliens better, then I'm like, you're not a real fan.
I mean, I'll say Alien is better in my opinion, but that's just because like
you like the suspense.
It gets me every time. I've seen it more times than I can count, and every time I'm still like, like how does that? I don't understand how that works, but it still gets
intense.
me, and I'm still just like seeing the ending. I'm still just like, whoa! It's just like I don't get it, but it gets me, and I love that. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh.
And how do you do something? The first 30 minutes of that film is so brilliantly slow.
Yep.
But still interesting. Like
it pulls you in.
Yeah. I don't know how.
It's dumb.
It's one of the best burns in.
It's great. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do you like more, Nick? Dune or Alien?
Dune or Alien?
Yeah.
I would like Alien better.
That's my closest thing for sci-fi with your question for that.
I really like Dune, but
I guess it's newer to you now. So it doesn't have that catch yet.
Not yet.
I'm a huge Dune fan too. So.
Oh yeah, Dune's great. It's really great.
I know people bag on the old one, and I love it. Like
me too. Yeah, I mean the new one's incredible.
Oh yeah, it looks incredible. It's
like holy crap. Like I wish that it's one of those things where it's like it's too bad it took. Obviously, it's really quick in the expanse of human history, but it's too bad that it took so long for some of the things we can do now. Because all these brilliant people that were working with like basically like spit and tape compared to what we have now still make something just so fantastic and wonderful. But you couldn't make modern Dune then. And it's just and it's just amazing. It's an experience. Dune. Do you have a favorite? Because we'll transition into like we already did. We're already on the tangent. Do you? Because we're talking a lack of sci-fi in comics. Do you have any sci-fi comics that you would recommend to people who are in sci-fi like where we are, but like comics too?
Like I don't have anything that just like trick that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, the closest thing is probably a Alien Legion, which is what. 40 years old.
Yeah, like, it's a ways.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the closest thing I can think of that's like true sci-fi.
Yeah,
that like had me for years. I just loved Alien Legion. There's I think there's stuff you can debate whether it's sci-fi or not.
Sure.
Like Guardians, is that sci-fi? Yeah, I mean
it's fantasy sci-fi. Yeah, right. It rides that. It's the same way with Beckstar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Beckstar from
Descender's pretty close.
Descender for OG, like Descender. As soon as you go to Ascender, it departs, but
I mean,
it departs where it'd be fantasy sci-fi.
Yeah, and it's
got the mix. Yeah. But first 36 issues, right? 36.
Yeah,
36. 36 issues of Descender somewhere in the 30s. Those are definitely sci-fi. That's true. That is a fantastic sci-fi book. And Beckstar is like D&D, but in space.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Mad Cave, real good.
There's that we only find them when they're dead.
Yes, that's true. This is true because Star Wars is for sure
Thank you, Taylor.
Fantasy. Yeah, thanks, Taylor. No, for sure. Anything is sci-fi because that is it's a fantasy in space. It's a space opera.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
What was that other Lemire book on TKO? The
Sentient.
That was good too.
That's some good sci-fi.
I'll check that one out. Yeah, I haven't checked that one out yet.
Ooh.
You like that one.
The only better TKO book is Sarah, which is a Russian war book, which is fucking awkward now to recommend, but it's really good.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's Garth Ennis.
Garth Ennis doing war. It's real good.
Yeah.
And they have these cool where it always comes out in trade from them, but they release like a single issue box set that
if
you
you
can
want
get
it.
as well.
It's pretty great. Did you know that TKO went to like different format for the Wave?
I haven't paid attention since Wave 2. And
let me use this comic book I have lying around for reference. Man, did you know this is coming out in like 4 days in trade? That's cool. Yeah, so that's the new TKO. No, they're smaller than normal, whereas the TKO ones were like
they were bigger
and wider. And now this Wave, smaller and wider and shorter, or narrower and shorter. Real weird.
I don't like that as much. I liked that they were.
But I think it works because it's look at this. It's more like the YA type feel to it.
I get it. I want my comics as maybe it's my eyes are going bad. I don't know. I want them as a big a format. I want all comics to be the size of your knuckle duster.
Just this?
Yeah.
Just this. I need this. This is the new format. This is current.
Dude, Todd, when you first showed that, like I almost lost it because all I saw was Count Chocula. I was like, Count Chocula in oversized? Oh, wait a minute. That's not what I was looking for.
That would have been a great.
Got the Count Chocula license. It's pretty exciting. I can't wait for. They have a sequel coming up on Booberry.
Yeah,
that's gonna be real good. Commander Booberry.
Commander.
Aw, we heart you, Tyler. Hi, buddy. Check out Shattered Glass Reviews because we heart them too. Also, Whack Comics, they're okay.
Whack Comics.
We're getting there. Still on the outs. But yeah, no. So man, that's weird because I think that's literally all of the sci-fi recs I have. And that was I know
there's like two or three that I can't.
Stargazer, that's sci-fi.
Oh yeah,
Anthony Cleveland. Yeah, it's sci-fi.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like
as much as like E.T. is sci-fi. So
exactly.
Which holy shit, there is not an E.T. sequel, right? This is a wild tangent.
No,
there's not a sequel to E.T., right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, because we went to Universal Studios and there's E.T. the ride, and like the last 8 minutes of that ride, I don't know what the hell happened because it's like there's. I swear,
I got lost on the ride. I like the idea that you can't follow the ride. Like
no, I thought that maybe I'd eaten some mushrooms or something, or because it's like normal ET stuff. Oh man, you're like on the bicycle and you go up and you see your shadow on the moon, and it's like oh that's great. But then there's like waterfalls and all these ET creatures everywhere, and they're like singing and dancing. And
like the Ewoks? Are you sure you weren't on the Star Wars
ride? It's like Ewoks, but they're all ETs and stuff, and they're all like, "Welcome home, ET." And we got off the ride, and my wife is just looking at me like, "What the fuck was that?"
And it wasn't that the Florida edibles aren't just a little stronger than you're used to.
No, I brought them from home because I didn't think I could.
Yeah, because you didn't know the availability. Yeah.
No, it was wild, but I've been meaning to check into that.
Weird. I have no idea. I don't remember dancing ETs. So
it was crazy. That ride is just a mind fuck.
Interesting. That's cool. I do now picture you on like a Hickman, like there's a comic book land theme and there's a Hickman ride and you're like, I didn't follow that. Why were there so many charts on the ride? I'm really confused.
You lost me at the charts.
Yeah.
It's probably because I found them boring and didn't read them.
There's a skip button on the ride. And you're like, it's like, wait 2 minutes and read the graphs. Nah, let's go. It'll be fine without it.
Yeah, and then I'm the annoying girlfriend that's like, what's going on?
So what's this? Well, if you read the chart, you would know that their population is declining.
/ my son. Annoying girlfriend / my son who's asking so many questions. And it's like, if you would just watch Moon Knight, you would know what's going on.
I just went through Avatar with my daughter, and it's the same thing. She's like,
"Oh boy!"
She was like, "Why can't he do?" I was like, "Yeah, because he can't do the Avatar state." And I was like, "Yeah, they've been saying that's like a big problem with him. Like, for like a whole season now. It's been talked about. And she's like, I don't know. What do you mean? I was like, do you remember when you got hit by lightning? And she's like, yeah.
I was thinking the blue people Avatar.
Oh, no, I haven't watched that with her yet. What's unobtainium?
That's sci-fi.
It is sci-fi. No, Avatar: The Last Airbender, more age appropriate. And it's so funny because it'll be like she's watching intently, and then a whole season plot just goes right over her head. I'm like, okay. Yep. So did Taylor. That's on me because it's in my vernacular now. In my house, Avatar means Last Airbender.
Right.
Which I got the comic coming. I got one of the trades set aside for me. I'm going to start going through the Avatar Last Airbender hardcovers with my daughter. I'm very excited. Anything I can do to plant the seeds of comics.
Yeah. She likes comics, doesn't she?
Yeah, but likes them like she likes everything else because she's also a Sharknado to Schindler's List, which I haven't had her see Sharknado yet. Schindler's List is definitely 7-year-old age appropriate, but Sharknado she's not quite old enough for yet.
Isn't it funny that you just named those two things and both of them are age inappropriate?
Yes, they both do.
In totally different directions.
Yeah, that's bad for you either way, kiddo. But no, she just likes everything that's in front of her that's interesting in the least. Like, oh, it's not super boring? Cool.
My daughter loves comics, but only when it's like time for bed or you're not supposed to be looking at screens. She's like, Dad, can I read a comic to you? Because she knows we'll do it on the iPad. And it's like, it's like, yeah, you want to read a comic to me / you just want to stare at an electric screen.
Yep, I don't want to go to bed.
But yeah, I'll take it.
Yep, whatever works. It's going to give that dopamine hit that it's a good thing. Whatever I can do to positively condition the comics.
Right.
I love it.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, Taylor. Thanks, Taylor. I love your commentary. I'm going to go grab another beer. Make sure to ask Doug a really incisive, deep question.
Yeah.
Well, we've already asked the burrito question too. So I've always thought it'd be fun to ask people your perfect burrito question, just so that we could compare to see if you've stayed consistent, or if time maybe your tastes have grown. Todd, I was suggesting the burrito question again to compare, because we don't get. We had too many returns.
Yeah, the compare and contrast.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna call you a flip flopper, so you better say exactly what you said, or we're gonna roast you.
I know exactly what I said last time because it hasn't changed.
Amazing.
Okay.
Yeah. The Alberto's Nachorito. Dude.
Oh, that's right. You had the restaurant down the street, right?
Yep. They put nachos in a burrito.
I mean, there you
That's
go.
still hands down like my favorite. Like
that sounds great.
Oh, it's so good too.
I love me some crunch inside of a burrito. Yeah.
Because I'm a nacho nut as it is, and so like to add just throw it in.
What do you like on your?
What
nachos at home? Like what do you? We just did loaded nachos the other day, and a lot of people will disagree with what I put on mine. So I don't know that.
Okay, let's hear what Doug's favorite is, and then I want to hear your controversial nachos. Give me your perfect nacho.
Ooh, my perfect nacho? Man, so I mean, obviously you got to have nachos in a burrito. Wow, yeah.
Amazing.
That's not far from the truth.
No wonder.
That's always a tough one because I mean, I've had great ones and had some that miss, but like obviously I'm going to do chips. It's got to be chips. None of this, like flour tortilla and all that kind of stuff. It's like chips.
It's chips. Potato chips, barbecue potato chips.
Cool Ranch. Actually,
that would actually be awesome.
I've done that. Yeah, no, that's
all right. So we got chips.
Chips. I have to have refried beans.
Nice.
I got to have basically your taco seasoned beef.
Yeah.
Ground beef.
Yep. Ground beef. Nice.
Any kind of cheese. I'm not
awesome.
It can be the squirt cheese out of a bottle. I don't care. Like, as long as it's cheese on there.
Fair.
If we're making it my perfect ones, I want black olives.
Oh.
Got to have sour cream and guacamole.
Yeah.
And Jalapenos.
Nice.
And I think that's just the basic
No, that's great. That's just you can get. It's enough that you can get one good bite of each thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would give you the olives. I would just like pick those off and be like, you just get extra olives on yours, and then the rest would be amazing.
Nice.
All right, Nick, what's your wrong answer?
Well, no, it's not that it's wrong. Well, okay, so it's obviously chips. I prefer as many different kinds of cheese as possible. Okay. So what we do at home is we buy the can of liquid nacho cheese. Yeah, and we drizzle that over it, and then we hit it with like the shredded cheddar or whatever.
Sounds awesome.
I like chopped onions.
Nice.
We usually save leftover pulled pork because I do smoked pulled pork a lot.
We do the same thing.
So we grab that out of the freezer, pulled pork.
Yeah.
We do the banana peppers.
Ooh.
And jalapenos, and then sour cream guacamole.
You're gonna do it again.
I'm gonna do it. I like green olives.
Oh, okay.
I use the green olives.
I can't do nachos with either of you properly.
I can do black olives, but I prefer green olives. I had a hamburger this evening, and I had green olives on it. I bought the big thing of green olives. I'll put them on anything, and I if you think I'm wrong, you're probably right about it.
No, but that's fine. But you like
what
it,
I like.
That's cool.
That's what I like. So I'm gonna keep eating it. And if I put it over a big section of it, only my daughter likes green olives.
So
in
you're
the
only
house.
competing with one person,
right? But she also won't do the jalapenos. So I just can section off the whole piece, right? And then nobody else will touch
this
my
is how
spot.
much I want to eat.
Right.
Yeah. Nice. Smart.
Yeah.
I didn't know y'all were talking like gourmet nachos with like pulled pork and brisket and shit like that on there. Like that's
perfect nachos.
Like, perfect. Yeah.
What's your my ideal nachos? I'm gonna just piggyback off of that because I wasn't gonna talk about mine, but my favorite perfect nachos are duck confit nachos from a brewery inside of Grand Rapids.
Yes,
and they
let's all go there right now.
They are so good. We had because we had a really small wedding. We had 12 people at our wedding, but then we did a reception at Brewery Vivant. And literally I only wanted to do that because I wanted duck confit nachos at our reception. And they're fucking amazing. Nacho F business. It's a good dog name.
Those nachos would be better than the ones that I make. The one I said are just the ones we make at home.
Sure, yeah. My made at one homes are not duck confit.
No.
They're refried beans, jalapenos, onions, peppers. If I have like banana peppers or something like that, they'll go on there. Ground beef. Taco seasoning. It's kind of like if you guys both combined yours and then took that on too. And then took olives out. It's like there's mine.
Yeah, anything that can like be excused to fall onto nachos, I'll put on my nachos. Anything I have, it's like whoa. Yeah, I mean I'll put it on there.
We're Greek yogurt instead of sour cream family though. That's we're different.
I love it.
That's what we do. It's just as if anything, I like it more because everything else is so rich. Greek yogurt is like just tangy and like adds a texture to it that I really dig it. Because sour cream now, after I've gotten like done Greek yogurt, is so heavy and just like
we eat a lot of sour cream.
You should try some Greek yogurt. It's good. It might take you a second, but it's kind of like going to it's like switching from pop to LaCroix.
Sure.
I don't know
you're like,
bad.
No, it's not that bad. But it's the same process where you're like, this is a little different. But once you get used to it, it's all good.
A lot of times I only use
this is the body of diet nachos
as a vehicle for my hot sauce. I'm cutting my habanero hot sauce with the sour cream.
Sure. Greek yogurt works the same way.
Greek yogurt, so that
make sure it's plain and not vanilla. We got vanilla on accident once because it's still a white container.
What about key lime pie?
Oh god, yes. To be honest, that'd probably be great in some recipes.
That might work.
Yeah.
No, I'm with Todd. I've been using like non-fat Greek yogurt, no flavor for like years now as like my sour cream, and I honestly, I mean, yeah, I can tell a little bit different, if I'm out eating sour cream, but I love it.
Me too. It's my preferred way to go.
Oh,
yeah.
We'll
and you can and it's just so much like you don't feel as guilty about it, so you can go ham on it.
The next time you see me, I'll be like 30 pounds lighter, and I'll be like, it's the Greek. I just switched sour cream to Greek yogurt, man. That's all I did.
Yeah.
I've changed nothing else about my life.
It's Andy from Parks and Rec.
That's how much sour cream I was eating.
I cut out beer. You lost all that in 30 days? What did you do? I stopped drinking beer. Really? Yeah, I was drinking too much beer.
How much
40 pounds. Yeah.
I'm sure you guys saw the commercials when like that party pack of Taco Bell nachos came out, like the huge like.
We got that 2 or 3 times.
Oh yeah, well when it came out, like my wife was sitting there, and she immediately looked over me, and I was like, I'm eating that shit by myself.
Yeah.
And so I looked it up on the internet because my wife was at work. I'm like, okay, this is the night. This is the night I'm doing it. So I looked it up, and I'm getting ready to order online, and there's a warning.
Yeah, the sodium.
Sodium warning.
Yeah. There's so much salt in this, it may kill you. And I went, what? Like, I can't, and it scared me off. I couldn't eat the whole thing by myself.
Okay. Some of their regular meals have that. Like, it's just like a Crunch Wrap and a bean
it's
burrito.
One of the boxes. You get one of the boxes, and it's like, by the way,
there's a lot of salt.
There's a lot of salt here, and I'm like,
you're going to be retaining water for a while.
When I think when we think about getting Taco Bell, I literally make sure I don't eat anything else with salt. I will have carrots for lunch. I do whatever I can, so when I see that sodium warning, I can be like, it's literally all the salt I'm having today.
Yeah.
It's all water and carrots outside of this. Let's go. It's Taco Bell time.
I used to go there all the time. They have a thing now that you can buy that you can get one taco for, you buy like the pass, and it's like a subscription that you get a taco for free every one per day. I thought it'd be funny just to go for just the one taco and just every day at the same time go in and just get the one.
Get one taco.
I can't wait to be like that old guy that shows up with his
coffee and one taco.
And I have this coupon for a free taco every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, here he comes.
I remember my parents had that for Frosties at Wendy's. Where it was like,
I had that. I have that now.
Free Frosty.
I have that now, but usually a different coupon is better. Like free pub fries or something.
The world's really going to shit.
Yeah. Used to be a nice keychain that you could use. Oh, what else?
I don't know. We've ran the gamut. I think of everything. I think we covered everything that I wanted to talk about with Doug.
We talked about Neil Gaiman.
Yep.
We talked about Garth Ennis.
Yep.
We start Star Wars versus Star Trek.
Yep.
Yeah.
Burritos and nachos.
Yeah.
I mean, that is everything, right?
Yeah, that's all the topics. And I worked Schindler's List into an episode.
Yeah.
So I think that's everything that I wanted.
And we had plastic, vinyl, Beware the Eye of Odin, wood.
Yeah, wood.
So, wood. Yes.
We knew that Nick really wants wood.
Wood. WOULD with a question mark.
Yes.
Wood? Wood?
When will we get to? Is it going to be solicits until we get to know what that November book is?
Yes, it will be that. Yeah, right. I can't take that. I can't steal that from Eric.
When will it be in solicits?
November. So
it's usually July. 3 months.
July.
Previous, yeah. So July.
July. Okay.
Yeah.
Because 3, so 7. Because November is 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Math.
Yes.
Math at 11 p.m.
Yeah. So what's your? We'll go back on topic before we wrap up the burrito. Is there? Because we already touched on like literally everything and the works you've done. Do you have anything aside from waiting for your artist that can do spaceships? Do you have any other projects like that where I'm just waiting for that artist who's like, man, you know what I really like? Candyland. I really want a Candyland inspired book to go out. Is there any other thing like that where you're just like, I'm waiting?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure every writer has this problem, right? Like I have more ideas than I know what to do with.
Sure. Yeah.
And so it's kind of like they stay in the stable until somebody like Daniel or Hoyt come around, and you're like, oh, there's the perfect artist for this book. Let me pitch it to them, kind of thing. Sure. And so yeah, there's tons of stuff in the queue. It's just I got to find the right person to do it because as you guys know, I mean, comics is a visual medium first.
Yep.
You can't just put anybody as much fun as we'd like to say it. You can just switch it up.
Be right.
Yeah, it's got to be the right artist.
Look at those dead eyes. Not everybody could really look at Walter. God.
He's such a nice guy.
He's such a nice guy. That makes sense. That's cool. No, I dig that. And I feel that way. It's funny how that works out just in like life in general, where you're like, I really would like to do these different things. Like at one point in my life, I was like, it'd be really fun? Comic book podcast.
Hey.
Shelved. And then all of a sudden, like I'm in a book club with a couple schmucks. And like we could just
talking Planet Hulk.
Yeah, talking Planet Hulk. It's like, instead of like being on Facebook and like slightly talking about this, we could just like get together and talk about it. And then it became a thing because of that.
And it'll just be audio.
Yes. It'll just be audio because it's a podcast.
I don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely not live.
No. Definitely not live. Definitely not on video.
Yeah. Highly edited.
Yeah. I mean, you can take the week off if you burn off your eyebrows and half your hair.
Right. Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Bearded?
Hey.
How you doing?
We just got done talking. What's your perfect nacho, Bearded? You're gonna have if you're making nachos, what's on it?
What we need is Ryan here. That's
right.
He's got like tofu and
yeah, that'd be unexpected and hilarious. Awesome. Yeah, so everybody check out Vinyl in 4 days. Nope, not 2 hands. That's 8. 4 days.
Check out Plastic now.
Yes.
Grab Plastic. You can read Plastic and Yumi.
Yep.
Until
where can people find Yumi now?
Pretty much you can still just get it through 12 Gauge. 12 Gauge Comics.
Okay.
Just go to 12gagecomics.com and we still have copies of like the hardcover and the softcover still left.
Nice. So go check that out. It's
doing
Candy Cane Madness. Like Candyland Madness. You already did Candyland. But it was like anime and all like polished.
Doug, are you doing any cons this year?
Yeah, so far I'm down for sure on Heroes. The pandemic, kind of, as it has with everybody, it's kind of really messed with cons a little bit. They used to be able to give you like a year's advance notice of like, hey, you've got a table. Right. And with everything that's going on, they're kind of like, I'm not like a Adam Hughes or Brian Stelfreeze or any of those kind of guys who are like, they see my name and immediately say yes. And so I'm kind of like on the list for several of them, so like Emerald City and Baltimore and a couple other shows like that I love going to. I just don't know if I have a table yet, so I hate to say like I'm for sure in those yet. But Heroes, I am for sure. I have a table. I'm ready to go.
Cool. Sweet. The other ones, keep in lookout.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Hey, there's some pretty good ones in Michigan, and
dude, I'm up for anything.
You could hike out with. There's some other Florida people and stuff.
I'm sure we could
on the way just grab you.
Yeah, pick me up in Atlanta.
Yeah,
you could do a signing at the shop, and it'd be good.
Oh,
we got a couple of them.
There you go.
There you go,
man. I'm tempted. I was about to be like, I'll be at Baltimore.
Yeah, we'll screw it down.
That'd be fun.
Baltimore's awesome.
If you're going, then I'm.
Yeah, right. Chips across a platter, no amount of chips. Mixed cheese, shredded chicken, jalapenos, seasoning, sour cream, hot sauce. That's solid.
Yeah, that's solid.
No mound of chips, so you don't get the
flat
bear.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'll do the flat. and then I'll load it and then put more chips and load it.
I honestly think about it because one, going to like the DC area would be cool. I could pitch that to the wife to go with me, and then like I ditch her for part of the trip to go to do Baltimore con, and then she can just be like, Lincoln's legs are real big while I do that.
And do that. I mean, not only is DC awesome, but like you could, if you do that, just ride the train to Baltimore and back.
Totally. Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's almost like flying first class.
Oh, Mrs. Bearded is coming.
Oh, Mrs. Bearded. So yeah, all right. What I might actually be able to pitch that if Mrs. Bearded's gonna go. She'll be like at least someone else who doesn't. Yeah, they would. Yep. They would have buddies. Yeah. Someone else who doesn't give a shit about what their husbands are doing.
They can get crab cakes and look at Lincoln.
It might not be a good thing. We might not want them to do that.
Well, Megan would show up one of the days in her Wonder Woman cosplay.
Okay.
Have fun doing that, and then she'd be gone.
Yeah.
And then she wouldn't come again. Cool. So make sure, guaranteed, Doug, Bearded, and I all at Baltimore Comic-Con.
It's for sure now. What about Nick?
Sure.
Nick, you're not
100%.
coming?
Yeah, I'll come.
Okay.
Oh, cool. He's got the van, so we're all just going to pile in there.
The road trip. I love road
the
trip.
Traverse.
Yeah. Oh man, it was so good. Such a good drive to Florida in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because was it the old van every other year before then?
No, the last time was the Acadia that engine seized once we got down
as
there.
soon as you said that, I was like, "That's right,
Yeah,
you got stuck."
That was nightmare before.
Oh, a long road trip stuck in a car without a car.
Well, it broke down when we got.
Yeah, so you're there, but then you're like there.
Right.
I guess I live in Florida now. But yeah, no, that'd be fun.
Want to live in Florida.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you, Doug.
Oh, it's my pleasure, guys. Always great talking to you guys. We need to do it more often, even if it's off camera.
Agreed.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
At least quarterly now.
Yes.
Yes.
Quarterly.
Yes. Yeah. The seasonal Doug.
And the occasional road trip.
Yes, the next time can be at Baltimore. That'd be pretty wild. Do a live stream in Baltimore.
How many was that, Bearded? Is that four? That's 4 dead bodies, right?
Yes.
There's only 4 of us. That's not going to work out.
No.
I don't like how the story ends already.
Yeah. Ow. But yeah, thank you everyone for getting wrapped up with us. This has been a man, I am terrible. I'm supposed to be saying at the top, repping For Everyone Media, our new umbrella love. Go to foreveryonemedia.com. Check out Girls Talk Comics, Hear Everyone Reviews, Panel Royale, Comic Cocktail Hour, which is next Saturday. We're going to be talking women creators in comics, I believe. Yep. Fuck me. Right?
You're right. Yep.
Yeah, women creators in comics. So we're going to be talking about our favorite books written or illustrated or lettered by women. There's a new Hear Everyone Reviews that came out yesterday. There's a new Girls Talk Comics on Monday. Yeah, we got lots going on. And in 2 weeks, we're talking with Manny Shape about El Crudo Kickstarter. So let's finish up it's funded, which is whoop, whoop, whoop. But we can push it even farther because it's dope as fuck. Get your orangutan on. So do that for Everyone Media and Comic Burrito. And then after you go check out all that stuff and subscribe, because your LCS is closed, it's 11:20 on a Saturday. On Monday or tomorrow, go there, tell them, hey, when that vinyl thing hits on 420, make sure to deliver it to me because I'm fucking blazed.
Yeah, you want to set that up. You want to set that up early.
Set it up early because you're going to be blazed as fuck.
Yeah.
So get your vinyl, trade, and then in June look for Right Eye of Odin.
You're just making up titles.
Beware the Eye of Odin.
Whatever.
Check out Thor's Dad's Eye coming out in July. Killed it. I just remembered the plot thing. Your plot made me. I've literally been. Yeah. Beware the Eye of Odin. #1 coming June 22nd. I did it. But yeah, that's my whole spiel. Half of that was supposed to be at the top. Sorry, everybody. So thanks for getting wrapped up with us. I'm Todd.
I'm Nick.
I'm Doug.
Yeah. And this has been Comic Burrito, a live stream featuring Doug Wagner.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.
Love you.